Well, tonight we're going to talk to Chane. He's an artist and a business person in Fondren, which is our arts district in the capital city. Fondren is a big success, and there's an event that they're doing every first Thursday. So we're going to talk about that event and generally what's going on in Fondren. So we'll talk to Chane. Also, in the second half of the show, we've got an exclusive interview with a pianist who's been all over the world. She's from the capital city, Ora Reed. We'll be back after this.
Since 1849, Carter Jewelers has been a part of Jackson's rich history. Over 163 years later, we've not only survived, Carter Jewelers has flourished. From generation to generation, we've established a tradition of excellence. Our reputation is built on customer satisfaction, service, and trust. Every piece of jewelry is handpicked, so you know you're getting the best value.
Nobody says I do like we do at Carter Jewelers.
Come see us and be part of our history.
Ingalls Shipbuilding is hiring electricians, structural welders, machinists, ship fitters, pipe fitters, and pipe welders in our Pascagoula, Mississippi site. Signing bonuses available for pipe welders only. Positions are union represented. Come build your career with Ingalls Shipbuilding. Go to www.huntingtoningalls.com/careers or call 888-935-1507. Well, welcome to our program. We've got Chane on with us.
How are you?
On
Thanks
this
for having me on the
Nightique,
show.
and thank you for coming. And your name is Chane, of course. You're known as Chane. You are, okay, I would say my memory of you through the years is an artist and a businessman working out of the creative community of Fondren, which is a suburb of Jackson, downtown Jackson, basically.
Yeah.
So before we get into some of the things going on in Fondren, which is a great example of urban renewal within a city, tell us about your career. What is it that you've done through the years?
Well, you know, it kind of started out from the roots of being a little bit of a skateboarder, but mostly a BMX racer. And then upon graduating high school, I started a t-shirt company. I didn't know I was starting a t-shirt company. I thought I was doing a summer project. Spent $150, made a couple dozen t-shirts. The business never went away. Our 27th anniversary will be in June this year. There's a lot to learn. As soon as you think you know it all, you just realize how little you actually know. So from there, it kind of spun into, I moved to New York City and lived back and forth for a while and settled back in Jackson, you know, specifically Fondren. Opened my businesses there. We've been in several different locations, expanded up, compressed down, and now we're all located in the Fondren Corner building, and which is a great, basically an arts district building in the middle of Fondren, which is probably Jackson's best melting pot ever.
It really is. I guess around the state there are other cities that are seeing little pockets of urban renewal and artists, you know, in a melting pot type of a renewal happening. I've heard of different instances around the state. Tell us about Fondren. What is Fondren all about? Tell us a little bit about the history of Fondren. And it's right on the outside of downtown Jackson, right?
Yeah, you know, and I'm still learning a lot of the history. But from what I have learned, Fondren itself was a community that was on the edge of Asylum Heights. It was basically called Asylum Heights many, many years ago, before UMC was where UMC was. Asylum Heights was there. I believe the trolley went on State Street at that point, and it was just somewhat of a self-sustained community. Throughout the years, you know, it became modernized, and the trolley went away, and it was, a lot of that area was owned by the Fondren family, and hence the name Fondren these days. The Fondren name has been a lot more prevalent probably over the last 15 years. A lot of people, you know, refer to that area as Woodland Hills also because of the neighborhood and the shopping centers. And just the neighborhood itself lended itself to, because of its positioning, being right in the kind of the middle of everything, lended itself to eventually becoming Jackson's art district, you know, and we share an area, you know, with another art district area at Midtown. So us being butted up together really makes that general area a lot stronger than it, you know, economically and vibrantly than it has been in years. And it's just a strong melting pot is the best way to put it. You've got every socioeconomic status level And as far as like social activism, we have that. We have artists living in loss. We have galleries. We have retail. And you have a few corporate stores, spread among. But it is a pretty independent neighborhood. And it's just been a great place. I mean, most people that visit the area would like to move in the area. And we've had a lot of growth as far as residential, people moving into the area probably in the last 15 years.
A lot of downtowns are fading out, and new pockets of growth are occurring in cities all across the country. This is a good example of one of those pockets that developed, and it's steamrolling forward.
Yeah, we're kind of the opposite of suburbia as far as that goes.
Right.
I'm happy to see that there is movement coming back into downtown Jackson, and I love that there's a strong residential factor obviously in Belhaven. I love the growth that's going on in Midtown, and I love what's going on in Fondren, and the potential is not tapped yet. Fondren itself is becoming the food and arts and entertainment district of the area, and it has plenty of room to grow. We're not capped out yet, and there's a lot of enthusiasm in that particular neighborhood.
Right, it's an eclectic neighborhood.
It is, and we are the product, in my opinion, we are the product of the people that are in Midtown, downtown, Broadmoor, and Belhaven area. A lot of those people might have had businesses at one point in Fondren or an artist gallery or something like that, and they were the original supporters for what has made Fondren what it is right now. And so Fondren has a brotherly love kind of attitude for that, as far as the events that we're doing and stuff like that, to really just reach out and say, we want to keep you coming back to these areas. You guys were our starters, and we want to keep supporting back.
It's a community that lends itself to activity throughout the day. I mean, people are walking around.
It is good with that. It's nice to be in a community where you're not scared to come out walking your dog at lunch. You see people running at lunch. You see them out at night. You see them late night. Up until, say, a year ago, if you came up Dooling Street and you saw a whole lot of cars, you asked what is going on tonight, because this Dooling Street is packed or State Street is packed. Now you don't even really ask that question. You just say, okay, I guess Fondren's going on tonight, because there's a lot of stuff going on out at Dooling Hall with Artelin doing all his concerts there. You got Babalu, you got Saltine, you got Kate, you got Apothecary, you got Brent's, all that on Dooling Street. It used to be a street that nobody really paid attention to. And but Peters Real Estate came in and they redeveloped what Dooling School used to be, becoming Dooling, and with Dooling Hall, and we got the green space there, and things are happening on State Street. They're happening Fondren Village, Fondren Plaza. They're happening down Mitchell Street, Taylor Street. There's just development popping up all around us.
And Fondren Corner was one of the first things.
Yeah, it was a catalyst in my mind. It's the old wildlife fishery building, and I guess 10 years ago, it was empty. It was an eyesore, and there was nothing going on. It got developed by Peters Real Estate, and that, in my opinion, was the beginning of the artist revolution in Fondren. You had this huge wave of kids that had just graduated Mississippi State in graphics or art, and a few of the other schools, and a lot of them from out-of-town schools, graduated college, and for some reason decided, I'm going back to Jackson. And that says a lot.
Well, there was something to come back to.
It was, and it has been a vacuum to pull people out of other areas, to pull them into Fondren. There's loss and there's artists, and it's obvious when you're in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
You don't have to search for it.
And people from all over the place have come. Artists from different cities.
For our Thursday night events, you can go look at the tags. It's huge. We have people drive from the coast, from Meridian, Vicksburg, as well as all the towns that connect to Jackson, and that's what makes it stronger, because you have such an eclectic crowd that wants to come here, but they're coming here because they know they're not going to see something that's standard. They're not going to a festival. They're not going to see Duncan booths and clowns and stuff like that. It's not a flea market. They're coming here to see an artist market. They're coming to see people walk around enjoying a really great night of neutrality, aside from political, religious, and social activism.
Okay, now the event, for folks out there that might want to experience Fondren, there is an event that occurs on the first Thursday of each month.
Every first Thursday, with the exception of January, February, and July. It's called Fondren's First Thursday. Right now, the event itself operates roughly 5 p.m. until 10 p.m. We are in the beginning stages of working the event to become a lunchtime through 10 p.m. event. When you come to that event, again, you're going to see something out of the box. We offer 1,000 free t-shirts through our screen print shop at Studio Chane. And we get local sponsors to pay for that. Usually it's a lot of bars and restaurants. They pay for the shirts. You get to come in, pick what shirt you want. Say from Walker's, I want a large. And then I pick that shirt and I just print the shirt. And we do it, we have a mobile printer. So like this first one on March 5th, we'll be printing in front of Fondren Corner. The next one, we may be down at the Rainbow. We may be at Campbell's the next month. So we have those options. So you're getting a free t-shirt and you're interactive, but you're also owning some moments because you're seeing Scott Allen over here on Morgan Place on the back of Fondren Village painting a large-scale mural on the back of a building. And then you're looking behind you and you see Greg Gandy from Mississippi Modern doing a huge projection about the art projects that they're doing. And then you look over here in this corner and you see Orrin Sheffield spinning his original DJ music. And then you walk into Brown's like you will this time and you will see Fondren's local tattooers in there having their own show at Brown's Fine Art Gallery. And then you're going to walk up the hill and you're going to see kids from St. Richard's, a lot of them are from St. Richard's and surrounding schools, in their own band called Rock Band. And then you're walking around and you get to go to Cafe LA and see some projections that Mississippi Public Broadcasting is putting on about their StoryCorps event that they also have in Fondren on the Dueling Lawn. And then you get to walk down State Street, and once you get to Sneaky Beans and Fondren Corner, you know where all the music is coming from, and it's free. And Hard Places community is doing a walk against traffic benefit against human trafficking. And then you end up at Walker's. And all of a sudden, from Walker's to Bank Plus, we have farmers from the Mississippi Farmers Market set up there with live music, cooking demos from Bob Lou and Walker's. And then you round the corner and you're going to see St. Richard's doing a 45-minute Shakespeare performance. And you look across the street and Butterfly Yoga is doing a class outside under their awning while there's a band playing next door in front of the Capri. And then you might want to sashay down to Pig and Pint and go see something that they're doing with a local beer distributor, Capital City or Southern Beverage, which happen to be some of our financial supporters. And then you walk down Dueling and you see the kids zone. It's all about kids. This event is strongly focused toward kids, dogs, and family. And so that's what Dueling is about. There's a jumpy house there. There's face painting. There's balloons. And we even have a church that's going to come out and cook hamburgers and hot dogs. And then you see all the artists. And they're trying to get attention for the work that they're wanting to do because they'd love to maybe have an artist space in that neighborhood.
Well, at this point, we're in Meridian, Hattiesburg, and Tupelo and Jackson. Mm-hmm. And so we've got an audience around the state. How do folks find out more about this, the website, so they'll know more about it?
That's real easy. You can go to fft.city or fondrensfirstthursday.city. It's got information on there if you'd like to become a vendor, if you would like to be a musician and play at the event. If you just need general information, you can join our email list. You can see who all of our community and corporate sponsors are. And we just have frequently asked questions on the site, and you just hit us up. We're very prompt at hitting you back on email. And we'd love to have you guys come over from other areas and experience what Fondren has.
Well, we'll make sure that we've got that information on the screen, and we will thank you for coming today, and good luck with everything.
Well,
it's a pleasure to see you again, and good luck with the Fondren First Thursday.
Thank you, sir, for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Chane, for coming. And we'll be back after this.
I'm Dr. Quinn, and I believe in the power of exercise. Many patients ask me if they're going to get high blood pressure or diabetes because their parents had these conditions. I tell them that we cannot control our genetics, but we can control our diet and level of exercise. Practicing healthy decisions result in a better outcome.
I'm Dr. Quinn, and I want you to remember that you have control.
Well, let's meet Ora Reed. Ora, thank you for coming today.
It's my pleasure.
It's always my pleasure to see you.
Thank you.
We've had media interaction here for a number of years on WLEZ. You've played, and we've played your music on WLEZ radio, and we've talked, we've done interviews. So thank you for coming to our show. This is our new program, Nightique, here on JSU TV, Comcast 14.
Thank you for inviting me.
Now, all these years you've been traveling across the world. Let's go back to the beginning. How did you, first off, did you consciously decide to go into the world of entertainment?
No.
You did not?
No, I've never planned that. I had a friend call and invite me to come and work in Tokyo for 3 months, and I had no idea where. And he said at the Westin Tokyo. So this was before the virtual tour era. So I had Westin send me a brochure from the hotel. And when I saw all of the brass and marble in the lobby, I said, sure, I can live there for 3 months, you know, regardless of what the circumstances are. So I thought, ironically, I ended up being there for 4 years. And that's how it all started.
So, okay, so you moved in and you performed nightly.
Yes.
Okay, so give us an idea. What is it like to perform American standards, jazz standards on piano and sing in an environment like that with, I guess, world travelers and a lot of Japanese folk, right?
Yes, yes. Japanese love all things Western, and they especially enjoy jazz. It's so funny, I would get the oddest requests from young people, and they would request things that you wouldn't even think that they knew. One evening I got a request for Strange Fruit, and I went, my goodness, and I looked to see the person that had requested it was maybe in their 20s.
Right.
So you just never know what music people are listening to. But I've come to learn that jazz is definitely a universal language.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, something like that song, Strange Fruit, Billie Holiday,
Yeah.
it's such an incredibly heavy-duty, dynamic piece of music. And all of it, you can think of an iconic song, anything that Billie Holiday has done, it just resonates even today, doesn't it?
That's true, yeah. I've only done it one time, and it was for a performance with the Niagara Symphony Orchestra. The conductor had written this special thing called the Jazz Players, and that was one of the songs that I had to sing, and it took an awful lot for me to just learn that song and get past all of it.
Yeah,
you know?
past all of it. So how would you characterize, for someone like myself, I've never been to Japan, but I do have an appreciation for Japanese things and the Japanese aesthetic, right?
Yeah.
What are they like?
They are such wonderful people, but I think the main thing that sticks out in my mind, they respect each other's space. You know, there are a lot of people there, but although the city has all of these people, all of these buildings, all of these cars, you never feel crowded. And I've had American friends come to visit me there, and the one thing that they bring home is, it's so quiet. You never hear a car horn. You've got all these millions of cars on the streets every day, and no one's on the horn. It's nothing like New York City.
And yet there's millions and millions of people there in Tokyo.
Yes, yes, but they totally respect each other's space. They have very high respect for their own culture, and they try to pass it on, but you know, what's happening now, the young people are exposed to Western television, Western movies, Western food, so they're changing. And I'm watching it, you know, just as our country has changed, their country is changing as well, as far as their culture is concerned.
Right, they're becoming more westernized.
Yes.
Which maybe is not such a great thing, right?
I don't think it is
I
for
don't
the
think
Japanese.
So, okay, now, other locations around the world where you've played. I know we've talked about other places.
Well, yes, I spent a year in Rio de Janeiro. That was wonderful. I worked in Dubai.
Tell us about Dubai.
Oh, well, I was there before it got as crowded as it is now. It was much easier to negotiate the city streets and that kind of thing. I was at the Ritz-Carlton there, and I thoroughly enjoyed my time in Dubai.
Well, tell us about, now, the folks that would come to see you perform. Was that an international group, or was that the local folks from Dubai.
A lot of Emiratis did come in, and yes, it was, you know, an international audience, but primarily Emiratis, and these are the people that own Dubai, you know, and they only come out at night. You do not see them during the daytime, you know,
Really?
because they have brought other people in from other countries to run things and run the businesses, take care of things, and they come out and socialize during the evening.
So how would you describe the personality of those guys?
They're very quiet, very much to themselves. They don't interact an awful lot, you know, because they're relatively private. That culture, yeah, they're relatively quiet. But you see, the thing is, they come to places like the Ritz-Carlton and other hotels because they can't have cocktails at a restaurant. There are no freestanding places where you can have alcohol. It has to be in a hotel, and it has to be a 3-star hotel in order to serve alcohol. So those people who want to have a drink, they visit the foreign hotels primarily.
So it was a great experience.
Oh, it was terrific. Terrific. I even got involved with churches there, and yes, there are Christian churches in Dubai. You know, it's interesting how Sheikh Maktoum gave them property to build a group of Christian churches. They're all together, and you worship on Friday. That's always fascinated me, you know, because we know that our Sabbath is on Sunday, but there the holiday is on Friday.
Now, recently you were invited by Caroline Kennedy, the American ambassador to Japan, to perform. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, I had a wonderful time. It was a very special experience because it was at her home, and there were about 2,000 people invited. These were primarily the ambassadors from various countries and their wives, and a lot of presidents of companies within Japan. These are the people that were invited, you know, to that event. And I got a chance to perform with the Navy Swing Orchestra. That was fun, and I brought my own pianist because they had a keyboard, and I don't enjoy playing a keyboard. You know, I'm not as confident as I am with a grand piano. So I had my pianist, and it was terrific. It was absolutely terrific. Just to be a part of representing my country on Independence Day, July 4th.
And what was Caroline Kennedy like?
Oh, she's the most gracious host. She and her husband were so kind because I was there for the entire day, and I had this huge suite in their home that was my dressing room. And they had maybe 2 or 3 people that they assigned to me to take care of whatever I might need throughout the day. So it was great.
What a great experience.
It was a major blessing for me, and it was my final performance in Japan because I'd opted out of my contract in May, so this was going to be my, you know, final time there, and then I got the invitation to do that. I stayed an extra week in Japan to do the performance at her home, so that was a very special blessing for me. Yes.
So today on the show tonight, we're going to hear a song. Can you tell us? Can you tell us a little bit about what you want to play?
I'm going to do "Here's to Life." For many years, my favorite song was "I Wish You Love," and I still like that very much. But I think after my very first bout with cancer, I'm a 4-time cancer survivor now, and after that first bout, "Here's to Life" is the jazz standard that said a lot to me. And so that is one of the songs that I will do for you this evening.
Well, we're looking forward to it. You're our first musical performer, so I'm so happy it happens to be Ora Reed.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's wonderful.
It's my pleasure.
And you know, usually when I see Ora, she looks like this. This is a copy of, this is a Japanese magazine that you're on the cover of.
It is.
And you usually have the hat on.
Yes.
So this is kind of, when you walked up today to do the show, before we went on, I didn't recognize you. Because this is usually, so.
Well, yes, I do wear a signature hat most of the time.
So, but you look great either way, okay?
Yeah,
so
well, thank you, thank you.
Since 1849, Carter Jewelers has been a part of Jackson's rich history. Over 163 years later, we've not only survived, Carter Jewelers has flourished. From generation to generation, we've established a tradition of excellence. Our reputation is built on customer satisfaction, service, and trust. Every piece of jewelry is hand-picked, so you know you're getting the best value.
Nobody says I do like we do at Carter Jewelers.
Come see us and be part of our history.
Glasses and contacts. You need them to see, but they put such a strain on your life. Due to new advances in vision improvement technology, LASIK is now affordable for almost everyone, with procedures starting as low as $299 per eye and over 1 million procedures performed by our trusted independent surgeons. LASIK surgery is a sensible, safe, and affordable solution to improve your vision. So call now to talk to a LASIK Vision Institute counselor and schedule your free evaluation.
1-800-279-4907.
Come build your career with Ingalls Shipbuilding. Visit Ingalls Career Day, Thursday, March 12th from 11 a.m. till 7 p.m. at Claiborne County Economic Development District. That's 510 Main Street in Port Gibson, Mississippi. Ingalls is looking for electricians, welders, pipe welders, ship fitters, inside and outside machinists for work at Ingalls Shipbuilding in Pascagoula. For information, call 601-437-2006. We'd like to thank our guests tonight, Ora Reed and Chane from the Fondren Arts District here in the capital city. If you've not been to Fondren, you have to visit. It's an extraordinary place. Thank you. We'll see you next time on Nightique.